Hello, Everett. I decided since you got here early, I'd go live.
With that stand? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Supposed to have a couple of new guys here today. Dale Derry and Mark Winkist, from Winky's Workshop.
Oh, okay.
There's making
if at any point you need to make room, just knock me out.
We're already accumulating people and still got 5 minutes before the official start.
I was just talking to you with my mic muted, going, huh.
There you go. The boss lady come up here about 30 minutes ago and watched a couple of my old videos there that got demonetized with me. And she looked at the clock. She says, "I'm leaving. I'm not going to be getting caught on camera again this time."
I thought I would practice trying to find out where to put shit.
Use that. Hello, Yucho. Dan.
Hello. Hey, hello, guys.
Hello.
I went ahead and started it a couple of minutes early because we were.
Oh, okay. Nice. What were you holding up there, Chuck?
So, a diacro radial bender. What those are? Well, this is the nose. It can go either way. The radius, or the pointed side. And Carl has the same bender, and he wanted to make one. So for the heck of it, I drew it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Now, hang on one second. I actually drew the drawing and then put it just for fun. It's all about practice and learning how to draw, and it came out the right size wherever you guys are.
Yeah, we see you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that was fun.
I'm glad you're getting good on that, so you can show me how to do it.
Yeah, I'm getting better. I found a different guy teaching today, and it was showed me a couple things I didn't understand. So that helped. But I'm having fun with.
Oh, you frightened him off, Everett.
Yeah. Hello, Maddie.
Hey, Maddie.
I don't think he's got his sound working.
Doesn't seem like it.
I got more show and tell if you want it now.
Yeah, we'd like to see what you're up to.
Okay.
Of course, you can hold off if you want to, or do it again twice. Here's
3D printing gear.
Yeah.
So there's metric and regular, and I lifted them off Thingiverse, but here's the actual. Who's this from? This is the gear company. They're
Boston.
They're cute.
Yeah, I got some.
Yeah, and there you can see it matches up well. I got a 10 and a 10. Yeah. So that was kind of fun. Just lifted them off and printed. Don't know if I'll ever use them, but I got them.
I noticed you were playing with your 3D printer a lot lately. You're getting good, Chuck.
Yeah, we got the Monster Road Square. There's the next version. And there's the little version. Having fun. So I didn't draw this. Some guy drew it and put it up on the on Thingiverse, and then he had to take it down already. The patent owner complained.
Here comes Stan.
Hey, who could that be?
I got one more.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
Oh
So-
yeah, Chuck, I've seen that.
Yeah, this is the Joe Pye. The Joe Pye radius, or not radius, but angle finder, and drew that up and printed it. Just for
There you
the
go.
shits and giggles.
Yeah, I missed that video. I didn't see how you use that.
You have to watch Joe Pye.
Okay.
It's
No,
good. It's clever.
basically, it's right. Let's see. Where the hell's the camera? So see the rings. The rings show you which holes to use, and you just count the holes, and you end up with either I think it's 5, 6, or 8, and you put the pins through it, and move the pins, and go ahead and have it on the end of your piece, right?
Okay.
It's pretty simple, but it was fun just to draw it and print it.
You guys remember that El Cheapo plasma cutter I was playing with that wasn't working?
Yeah.
So here's the culprit right here. I'll get in the camera. So it's a little ribbon cable that goes from the main control board up to the power selector board with the display, and one of the traces went bad in it. So I got it back together. I got another cable, and I was just getting ready to make a cut, but I'll wait till after we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the other thing that happened is the ground clamp, the bonding strap. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. It's burning too.
Wow.
That was after my neighbor borrowed it.
Yikes.
Pretty.
So I'm doing a video on that, so should have that out in a few days.
Yeah, make sure your neighbor watches that video.
Oh yeah. No, he's a good guy. Yeah, we work together on a lot of stuff.
So I got one other quick build to show. So this is the unit that Tom Lipton sent me, where you can measure inside bores. You take the taper gauges and you put them together. Well, it was a complete set, except this little guy right there, an A, which it's 2 inches long, 62 thousandths at the small side, 200 thousandths at the big side, and then you can see it's got a radius on the top. And so I made one. That was a fun one. Come
Nice.
on, camera.
Chuck, what do they call them?
What do they call them? They call them a model 672 in Brown and Sharp. So anyway, I successfully made a copy of it. It was a fun grinder, setting up the clear view and radius in the wheel so that I could do it. And then I had to use the surface grinder to cut the blank off my part. Cut it off with the surface grinder.
Hmm.
So that was a fun one. So it's a complete set now.
So were you using a cutoff wheel on the surface grinder to cut that?
Cut off on the surface grinder to do it. Yeah. Yeah, it's only 115 thousandths thick.
Now that's a one piece, Chuck. That's a one piece setup, or is that like an adjustable parallel?
No, it's like another 2 pieces. So that in this box, it says to make it, you put like AA or AE, whatever ones together for the bore that you're working on. Right. And then I'll just grab a couple. Actually, I was going to bring a piece in, but I wish I knew where the camera is. So they're 2 angles, and they're just right. And you just slide them together into the bore. and then the radius on the edges. So you measure across, just almost like a parallel.
Yeah, it is kind of like an adjustable parallel.
Yeah, the only difference is they're radiused on the end. And where all this started is when Tom showed these, I said, oh shit, well, I'll just take a regular adjustable parallel and put it on the grinder and radius the end. Same thing, right? Except if you look at an adjustable parallel, on the one edge, I think there's only about 30 thousandths of material there on the slide. So I was talking to Tom about it and Carl here, and I'm going to do a video on it and show just using, you can actually use adjustable parallels in a bore and measure across the edges, the point, but it's harder. But I fooled so far.
Hey guys.
Hey, Randy, what's your lunch today?
Oh, Randy.
Oh, what? Too many questions. I just had lunch.
Okay.
Meatballs and pasta and coffee.
I just finished off some lamb chops that barbecued last night.
I had pork chops.
As long as it's barbecued, it's all good, right?
Yeah, that's right. Put a little bacon around it. Good.
I missed your discussion on what do you talk about those parallels there, Chuck? What was that? I missed that.
Oh,
Well, that's okay. You know, just real brief.
real brief. So Tom sent me these. I was as soon as he showed them, of course, I wanted a set. And then I said, can I take a regular adjustable parallel and grind the radius on the end of it?
Oh, okay, that's why they have the radius for the inside bore thing.
Inside bore, so you can measure across them. So anyway, this set was missing the smallest one, a little 2-incher, and I just made it. I made it. So that was fun.
You wouldn't have to put a radius on, just a double chamfer, just a chamfer at each side would do it too.
Yeah, you're measuring against a point then, right?
Right. It's point contact. That's
right.
It's the same thing with a radius. It's the same thing.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what this is about.
Okay, cool. I've got to make one of these. It's made of I think aluminum, but it's broken and it kind of deformed.
Oh. What's it go to?
This is the quadrant lock on the back of the table saw. This is the part on the table, but it goes up here, and so it clamps. And so obviously it was clamped a little too hard, probably like 500 times too many.
Yeah.
you can see the crack in it there, right there. Yeah.
So you did say the saw was in a good shape until your brother-in-law took it, right?
Well, I think this part was broken for a long time. Okay. Yeah, it was pretty good shape.
So Randy, that clamp, I had a Craftsman, and the Craftsman had a similar thing. You crank the handle and it would bite on the back bar. So one day I'm going to take a sheet of plywood and make 3 slices on it, right? I measure it, perfect. Run it through the saw for the first one, run it through the saw for the second one, put the third piece down, and it's that much missing. What? And I'm yelling at myself. You're a dumb fuck. You can't do this. You can't measure. You can't. And then I finally realized that clamp I pushed so hard it just slid the fence away as I was sliding the saw. So from then on, there was a vice grip on the bar behind it. Never again.
Yeah. How you doing, Winky?
Hey, doing all right.
Hello to Maddie. I've never seen either. I've seen Winky. I didn't know what Maddie looked like.
Oh, well, he has videos.
Yeah, I know. I only have so much time to watch videos.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of behind.
Oh yeah, I run behind all the time. I got these. Hey, I want to show you guys. I'll show you these nuts. These are locking nuts that are used on the table saw. This is the only place I've ever seen this type of style. I thought it's kind of interesting. What they've done is on the end here, they put a 1/4-20 set screw, and on this side is the stud off. Here, let me get the picture. This is the stud off that quadrant or the trunnion lock, right? And this side screws on, so you can set it, especially if you have something, a sliding thing or something. But you could set this to a certain tension, let's say, and then you lock the set screw, and it holds it in position. I've never seen this sort of style of locking a screw, a nut in place or something. You know,
Is it two separate threads?
Is it a split nut and it kind of draws the two halves together?
No, it just presses on the end of the stud.
Oh, okay.
And holds it. It puts tension on the nut and holds it in place. There's like there's like four of them on the saw for the sliding part up and down of the table and the trunnion locks and things like that. It's kind of interesting.
I actually did that on a dial.
These are like large acorn. These are like large acorn nuts. You know.
Yeah, I actually did that on a dial. I made an extension on my Logan, and I threaded the inside of the rod to lock it on. Well, let's see. Hard to point my laptop.
Oh yeah.
Bill, where? I'll get it here in a minute.
What model Logan is
There
yours?
it is. There it is. See, I got a
Oh yeah, at the end. Yeah.
on the end, yeah, and that locks it to the other shaft. That's an 820.
An
That's a
820.
good idea.
Yeah. Mine's a 922.
Yeah, is that 11 inch?
11 inch. Yeah. 11 by 36, I think.
Yeah, that's way better. Way better because it's got a bigger spindle.
Yeah. I don't. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know what size. Yeah, it's a pretty good size spindle, really. It's
Probably 2 inch or inch and a half.
at least an inch and a half. Yeah, I've had it apart. It's pretty.
Mine's a 2 inch. Yours is probably an inch and a half.
Yeah, it's pretty good size.
I mean, yours is a 2 inch. Mine's an inch and a half.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
yeah. The inch and a half spindle is kind of flimsy.
Oh, you can notice it.
Oh yeah, if you got much chuck overhang, you get a lot of vibration.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
So Steve, what are you working on over there?
Oh, I'm just putting this little steam engine together that I've been videoing for the last month.
Yeah, I just watched your last episode this morning, Steve.
Yeah, well, I just got back out to finish loosening it up. It's working pretty good now. I guess I can finish putting it back together till I run into the next problem.
I'd like to
Can
build
you
a
go
steam
see
engine
me?
someday.
Well, I actually bought a kit over 30 years ago, a Stewart kit, and I started it, and I don't know why I never got back. I've done it in fits and starts over the past 30 years, and
Yeah.
it's not even halfway completed. But this one is one that I bought out of an estate. It had been built,
Huh.
but they never really finished it because none of the steam ports were drilled or anything.
Right.
So I took it all apart to finish it, and I found a lot of substandard machining on it.
Right. Right.
We're getting there.
Cool.
Stan,
Yeah, that's quite a bit of work.
someone would like to know how your trailer is.
Which trailer?
It must be the one you fixed.
Oh, well, I fixed them all at one time or another. My trailer's good. If they're talking about the video I put up on Rumble, sorry to tell you guys, that's a rerun. I fixed that trailer about a year ago. So that is a rerun, but the trailer's doing fine. It tracks straight. The axles went in clean. The spindles went onto the tubes. Nice. I actually used the keep spinning a right roller kit to align those stubs on the axles.
Is that the one that you actually upgrade the axles to a more higher rated?
Last time that it needed axles, I bought a Dexter kit, and they made the axles. And Dexter uses like a 197 wall tube. And when I did the upgrade, I bought a little heavier wall tube. It's about a 220 wall thickness.
Oh wow!
So I actually had to machine down the spindles a little bit so they would slide, inside the tube. So the tubing's a little heavier on the axles. That's the only upgrade. They're still only 5K axles. That's a 10K girls trailer.
Oh.
But if I had to do it all over again, I'd get the 7,500 pound axles and the bigger frame rails. Trailer. If I had the trailer to do all over again.
Yeah, that'd be a lot more heavy duty.
Yeah. Well, you get the bigger brakes, you get the bigger wheel bearings, you get more lug nuts. You go from a 15 to a 16-inch tire and wheel. And doing the conversion is expensive because you got to get all new rubber, you got to get all new wheels, brake drums, blah blah blah. And leaf springs, everything changes on the bigger axles, so it's not cheap to do.
Yeah, and the tubing and everything that's originally made with, it's bigger too for the trailer.
Even the chassis of the trailer would be bigger. Right now, mine's a 2x6 rectangular tube frame, and I think they bump it up to a heavier channel iron frame on the bigger gross weight trailers. So, no, the trailer it goes from job to job to job, and it always gets heavier because we're doing the job. We just throw the scrap in the trailer, and last time I put it on a scale, it scared the hell out of me. So I had to bring it back here to the shop and put it on a diet. And I'm pulling out pieces of pipe and little remnants and unistrut and all this stuff that's just collects in the trailer. It just always gets heavier.
Kind of like me, always getting heavier.
Not on your idea.
I want to get lighter. It's not working.
Hey, I got a question for y'all. I got see if I can't do better here. My Logan lathe. That chuck right there, the inner jaws are kind of worn. And I've ground them before with pretty good success, but I'm trying to figure out a way to load the jaws.
I got something for you. I'm going to put some pictures up on the screen, and a light bulb's going to come on over your head. And it's dead simple, okay? Let me go find these pictures, and I'll put them up on this other channel. You're going to love this.
Okay. Good.
All right.
Wake, one thing you got to remember about grinding jaws on chucks, that a lot of times it's the scroll.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so when you grind it, pick a diameter that you use more often than not.
Yeah, maybe 1 inch or whatever.
If you open it all the way up, that's not where you use your chuck most of the time.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm not concerned about perfection, but if I can get better, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, you see those little pieces right there?
Yeah, I see you.
Okay, those are just pieces of flat bar, but they're gang milled. They're milled in lots of 3. What's important is the width of each one. So gang mill them together and mill them identical to each other. I'm going to flash another picture up there of how those go into the chuck and how you preload.
Okay.
Let me get rid of this one.
I think I got it, but go ahead.
Okay, well, we'll see if we're thinking.
Yeah.
Let me fish around and find that other picture.
I'll be right back, guys.
I actually did it with 3 pieces of angle iron. Didn't work out too good though.
Okay, you can probably see those 3 pieces of how they slip into the chuck, and you see the curve. They're just laying there on the chuck right now.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But they're going to pinch on the flaps, and then the circular part leaves you clearance to get in and grind the jaws. And what's
Yeah.
important is you're preloading the scroll in the correct direction. Some guys use a ring and then expand the chuck, but you're preloading the scroll.
Oh yeah, that's wrong, definitely.
Scroll in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
But those just slip in between there, and you tighten the chuck into the sides of those. I probably still got them over in the lathe. I can go dig around and find them. So you can have different widths based on where you want to grind your chuck.
Right. What'd you make them out of 1/8 inch or something?
It's just an 1/8 inch flat bar, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
It's
Those are simple.
it's simple, and then just throw those in your box, and if you ever need them again, you got them.
Right.
I've got a couple pairs. Here, let me get rid of that. There we go.
Yeah, I made a ring with a round hole in it and drilled 3 round holes, and I can't find it. It's hard to explain, but
Yeah, we make all these crazy things that you use once in a lifetime, and then
yeah,
you think, oh, it might be nice to use that again, and you can't find it.
it worked. But your idea is better. I like that.
Eventually, you got a whole drawer full of those things, and you always know where they are.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I bet you I can find them. Give me a look.
Hey, can you hear me properly or not?
Now what?
Can you hear me, Mark, or not?
That's pretty weak
Very,
here.
very soft. We hear a lot of Steve moving around with his tools and his chairs.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Maddie.
So I got a question maybe you guys can help me with. So Banggood, our good friends at Banggood. So ER32.
Better watch out. There's going to be a congressional investigation into you, Chuck.
ER32 got the hex block, the square block, and imperial collets. Okay, so on the square block, if you go and check the square, right?
Yeah.
Go around. It's within half a thou. Okay, then you put a pin in it. Tighten it down, and check the pin. It goes to 6 thousandths out on two sides. So
What do you mean?
Does that?
if you have it on the granite surface plate and check the height, rotate it, check the height, rotate it, check the height, it goes 0, 0, 6,000, 6,000.
Okay.
Right?
What if you rotate the collet?
I was going to say that.
Rotate the collet.
Yeah. If you
Mark
put
the
the collet,
collet.
does the error move with the collet?
That's why I'm on this chat with you guys. Okay, that's I didn't think of that. That was the question. Is it the bore or is it the collet?
I would say it's
I
both.
would suspect the collet first.
Really.
Okay. Okay, I'll have to try that.
6 thousandths is a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
A lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And even this guy, when I chuck it up in my 6-jaw on my Monarch and turn it, it's whacked also.
Huh.
So, and then I was, basically there's a hole in the back, but I don't know that hole's functional, in the sense of concentricity, whether it's just a clearance hole or not. And then whether I need to make something to pick up to regrind that if I can even save it. It'd be a challenge just for fun.
Well, so it could be the block, it could be the collet, and it could be the collet locking ring.
Ring.
So to Stan's point, you're gonna, in order to rule them out, you're gonna have to experiment by rotating the collet, 180 relative to the locking ring and also relative to the block, and just write those things down and look for a pattern. But those collets, you'll notice, have a lot of issues as they commit. They have so many burrs. And there's like the slits are cut with like a slitting saw, and they're quite often not centered. So
Okay.
I would think when you're clamping down, there's an uneven pressure, and you could easily move that center of that collet around. So you may end up with a good one. You may not end up with a good one. But to standpoint, you rotate it and do some more measurement. You can
All right. Yeah.
rule it out.
Try a different collet and a different pin, a smaller one, bigger one.
I did
whatever.
that. I did do the collet in a different pin. I got the same reading.
Yeah.
But I haven't tried rotating it and then I started calling buddies asking if anybody had good ER32 collets so that we could check, plug it in or plug mine into his, but nobody, they all got banged.
Speaking of collets, I mean, I found these over in the lathe. Found it. So there they are.
Did you find something anything else?
I also found a 1/2-inch collet I've been missing for a long time. It's a nice hard inch, 1/2 inch, but I was missing my one with the threaded back, or it's got the threaded internal, and all I got as a spare is one without a threaded, and I was kind of missing that. So it was good that you asked about that, because I found a collet I've been missing for a long time.
There you go.
Hey, I don't want to plagiarize the name, but I got a redneck collet.
Uh-huh.
Here's one for my 3/8 inch and one for 1/2 inch.
I think Harold has a whole set of those.
Yeah.
Well, these
They're handy for milling
you
a
want
hack.
to make an experiment with this width right here, for how far you want the jaws to
Yeah,
go.
probably 1 inch.
Yep. But you want some kind of backstop so they only slide in so far and stop. And then you have to machine out some room to get in there with a grinder.
Should be pretty easy.
All right, Randy.
I appreciate
My
that.
favorite cup.
Simple. Anyways, I'm gonna go put these
Hey,
back.
Randy,
Yes.
the cup's not crusty enough, mate. It's got to have you got to have a shop cup that's a bit crusty.
Oh.
Yeah, never wash a coffee cup.
Never. No, you
Oh.
just do it.
Ooh.
That still
Nice.
has coffee in it. I can't.
Glad he's get to beat.
Hey, I have one of those, Dean. It's not big enough, though.
Yeah. Hey, I got a question for you guys. So I picked up a carbide grinder, and it's missing one of the mounting plates, the plate mount for the cup wheel. So I'm thinking of trying to make one, but I'm worried about the accuracy. So it's a plate. Turn it the right way here. It's a mounting plate, goes on the back here, has a hub for the shaft with a keyway, and it's got to be true. I was thinking about trying to make one in 2 pieces. Just get a piece of flat plate, ground flat plate, cut it to a circle, and then make a hub. But I'm not confident on how to connect the hub and not put warpage into the back plate. If you try to weld it or braze it.
Turn it after you connect it.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
This is kind of like MSC Grizzly sells their version of the carbide tool grinder.
Yeah, this one's a ball door.
Ball door.
Yeah, let me show you here. I got it sitting on the floor here.
So the disc
Chuck will recognize this guy.
is a disc
All right, where we at here?
loose?
Yeah. So I just got this guy a week ago.
You
And
got it
it's
from Paul.
missing, it's missing the mounting plate on one side.
Take it back. Take it back, Dean.
Yeah. So I was looking around on the internet and I found one, but they want more money for the plate than I paid for the whole grinder.
Yikes.
So
Yeah.
the plate just goes in there like a giant washer, right?
It's a flat plate. Let me hold this up again. So it's a flat plate it goes on here, and it's and it's drilled and tapped to accept one of these bolt patterns.
Yeah.
Right.
And then it of course it's got a hub that goes on the shaft, and the hub's about maybe an inch thick or inch deep.
It's just keyed on, or straight shaft, or taper shaft, or?
Yeah, it's keyed on, and then you've got an attaching nut, a lock nut.
Just turn the plate all at once with the hub part on the outside. Turn it all at once, and then when you part it off, it's all concentric.
Yeah, I think you got a good idea.
Yeah, and make sure you don't use screws so you have some slop, and then you can align it up. Then you can mount the grinding wheel to that hub and align it.
Yeah,
so it spins true with the hub. Yeah, make sure you turn it all at once, so you don't have to flip it around or anything like that.
Yeah, the other half of the grinder has the plate and the diamond wheel, so I can copy what's on that side.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too bad, really. I mean, just have some room to adjust it with the screws.
Yeah.
Well,
and I started with a thicker plate, so I got some material to turn to true it up.
Now you're just using a regular grinding wheel?
What kind of grinding wheels do you have?
Oh, well, this is okay. The other wheel is it's a diamond wheel, and then I got the green one.
The green one, yeah.
Yeah, you can dress the green wheel to take out any wobble or run out or anything, but those diamond ones, you got to get them running straight.
Yeah.
I really played with mine a lot to get it to run through. I was struggling to get it within about a thou.
So how'd you get it in there?
You got to watch the video. I put a video out on it.
Oh, you did?
Don't wear your headphones when you watch it.
Okay.
I'll warn you that much. I got creative. I actually cut the arbors on the machine. I created a tool path by clamping a parallel to the table and a toolmaker's vise with a piece of carbide, and I ran the grinder and passed the tool across the arbor and trued it up on the machine.
Okay.
Because I would take it to the lathe, I'd get it spinning good on the lathe, and I'd take it back to the grinder, and it would run out 3, 5, 10 thousandths. Cut it again, kept going back and forth, couldn't get it running through. It wouldn't go onto the shaft the same way twice. So I ended up cutting the faces on the machine, and God forbid you ever take them off. You'll have to do it all over again.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can get my diamonds to run straight.
Good tips, Dan.
Well, Dean, I think anything you make will be.
You watch the video; it's kind of sketchy.
Sketchy. Anything you'll make, Dean, anything you'll make yourself will be better than anything that comes with the import models. So I don't think you have anything to worry about in terms of accuracy.
Hey, you guys, in the comments there, Gary over at Old Iron Machine Works, he said he had 2 Delta tool grinders. He said he needed to spin the whole motor between centers to get them true.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna clean this thing up and change the bearings and so forth, and do go through it fairly well.
Is anybody using the CBN wheel?
I have 2 diamonds on mine.
Yeah.
I just bought a couple of diamonds from McMaster. One's they're like a segmented diamond. They got the little holes in them. They're by DMT. You look like
they say CBN's supposed to be the best for high-speed steel.
They look like these diamond cards.
Yeah.
With little holes in them.
Yeah.
That's what the wheels look like, and I got a blue and a red, so it's medium and fine. That's the only way. They got a coarse, medium, and fine. That's the only way they grade them.
Yeah, I usually grind only carbide on them, but every once in a while high speed steel, not too often.
Just final, touch ups.
Yeah,
stuff.
maybe, yeah. It makes like I have a 220 grit one diamond and for fine stuff, and it puts a beautiful finish on high speed steel, and
Hey, Dean, did you get the water cups?
edge.
Did you get the water cups with your grinder?
No, those were missing. The trays are missing and the drip cups are missing.
The drip cups are nice. If you put a little piece of lock line, the little flexible line on the bottom,
Yeah.
you can just fill that thing with either water or I just use a little bit of mist coolant so nothing rusts, and put it in there and put a little valve on it so you can just dribble it down, and the plastic can just rub against the wheel and just keeps the wheel wet.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah, I do the same thing. It works good.
Yeah, it works really good.
Helps keep that dust down too if you're grinding carbide.
Yeah, carbide dust isn't great to breathe.
Yeah.
I don't have a Geiger counter here either, but I hear it's radioactive as well. I'm not kidding. I mean, they warn you about your tungsten too for welding. They say it's got a small amount of radioactivity.
Especially the thorium stuff.
Thoriated or lacinated.
Right, all those. Yep.
Yeah.
Causes cancer in California. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Only in California.
Cancer in California. So it's safe in the other 49 states. It only causes
I tell you what, if you buy this piece of DOM tubing, it'll come with a label that says this causes cancer. Everything comes with that label.
Yeah, they've just made it across the board. They just, they've given up.
Worry about it, I'm supposed to put one in the oven because stainless steel is cancer causing because it contains nickel, even though it's a solid surface. If you buy a stainless steel refrigerator, it's got a cancer label on it.
Ah, really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Anything made out of stainless.
Oh.
Hey, Maddie, I see you grabbed your radius cutter. Can you show us a little bit and talk a little bit about it?
There we are there.
I use boring head. Yeah, that works good.
Oh, yeah.
I like those kind. Yeah.
What insert do you guys suggest to use in these?
What was that question?
What insert he was asking?
Oh.
Some people say round, some people
Well, I
say
just have to
these.
experiment.
What? Hold it up there a little closer. What kind you got in there now? What? Is it is it triangular? I can't.
Yep.
A triangular one, right?
Hey, Harold, can you enlarge Maddie's screen a little bit?
With a chip breaker.
Yes.
Yeah. That's, well, you only need the chip breaker if you're going to have a continuous type chip. That's where people they use inserts. Like my dovetail cutter, just as an example, but don't use on those type of cutters. Don't use a chip breaker insert. There's no need because the chip is going to be very short no matter what. And so on something where you're going to have a continuous chip, then you may need a chip breaker, to help clear the chip. Yeah. A lot of people like those. I've seen those. Yep. Yeah.
I've got a box of these. I'm wondering, is it worth using an insert like this?
Yeah, I think those will give a better finish.
Much better finish.
Because of because you're going around a round surface, you have that radius you're cutting, and it makes the overlap as you move it, between cut, so as you go, it will give a better finish.
All right. Well,
I wouldn't want to take a deep cut with it. Shallow cuts, but it'll give you a better surface finish.
Yeah. Well, that there is straight off there, just a little bit of Scotch-Brite.
Yeah. So another point about the triangular.
Good.
Okay. One other point about the triangular cutter or the insert, the back rake angle on there, the clearance angle on it is probably only like 7 degrees, and the TBGB inserts are 11 degrees. And that can actually make a huge difference on how those perform. Just just that little bit. It's only 3 degrees, but I tell you, it makes a huge difference. It can.
Yeah.
So you might want to look for a TBGB or a TGB one, or I think all those ones are 11 degrees. So you just got to try different ones.
Because that's a lot more angle.
Right. See, those aren't those like I want to say those are maybe 15 degrees. Those have a lot of rake on them.
Does it have a back rake too?
Well, that's what I'm talking. That back rake is a lot of rake. Yeah. On the top, yeah.
Yeah, on the top rake.
Yeah. Well, a lot of those have chip breakers cut into them too. But that one have one? That one might not have a chip breaker. Yeah.
That doesn't look like it.
Yeah. I don't think you really need a chip breaker, and but having that back rake, the clearance angle, I should say, is a lot of clearance angle can really help.
Yeah.
Aren't those like? Like I said, I think those are like 15 degrees. I want to say they're quite steep. Yeah.
Hey, Randy, somebody's asking if you got dovetail cutters.
Yes, I do have dovetail cutters.
It's Gary.
Who's Gary? Gary's
Gary
cutting.
Brown.
Gary's cutting. Yeah, I need to call Gary big time.
Could be. Doesn't matter if you can't.
Yeah, Gary, I have dovetail cutters. So okay. Here's another question, or see your guys' opinions are, I should say. So I made a video about making this. Right. This is my dead blow knocker. Okay.
That's all part of that.
Yeah, I mailed one to you. I gave one to you, Joe. I've only made 2. I've had a lot of questions if I'm going to sell these things. I've come up with a way to make these a lot easier to make, first off, because this is made of solid bar stock and you bore it out and all that stuff. And I make this out of DOM tubing, the body, and weld on caps. And then these will be screwed on, of course, but I'll use a 1/4 inch stud, and so you don't have to do single point threading. And the steel caps will be welded in to contain the lead shot.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think? Yeah, no. Nobody's going to buy them. Yeah. What do you guys think?
I got a lead rod with electrical tape around it.
Electrical tape for a handle? Well, I was thinking actually make a Delrin thing to go on there.
Throw some shrink tubing on it.
Well, you don't need anything really. I mean, it's just a knocker, you know. It works really good, but I've been using this one for 3-4 years, I think. So, but
can you use sand instead of lead, or just not heavy enough?
I don't think it's heavy enough. I think steel shot would probably work. It's a moving mass is what you need. Actually, if you had a plug in there, a steel plug or something in there moving would probably work too. It's just that the shot moves easily in there.
You know, if you have lead shot in there, it's going to cause cancer in California.
Well, everything causes cancer in California.
Hey, Dean, I threw a link up in our private chat for that Baldor.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So that shows you how I trued up my arbors on my 510.
Cool. Thank you, Stan.
Okay. Don't wear your headphones when you watch that.
Turn the volume down.
Turn the volume down, especially when I start making the cuts. Yeah. A little squeak. It made a little bit of noise.
Nice.
Stan, I put the title of the video also in the YouTube chat, so people.
Oh, okay. We found it too. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. I'm not watching the YouTube chat, so I don't know.
Yeah, Randy, that's quite a shop you have.
Oh, the addition?
Yeah. I watched a few of you. I watched the table saw video and saw some of the shop videos.
Yeah, it's the table saw's coming along. I'm just stripping paint, cleaning, and I found this part needs to be repaired. The weather's been really bad. We got 2.5 feet of snow on the ground.
Wow, where are you at anyway?
Right outside Yosemite National Park in California.
Oh, okay. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. All right.
I don't like it.
Until you want to drive in, or I spent all day plowing snow for me.
Yeah,
and
you can
neighbor,
keep that
neighbor
snow.
down the street. Yeah.
Why? Well, I mean, you don't have to go anywhere. I'd be happy to just stay home.
Yeah.
In the shop.
Yeah.
Got to do that with COVID anyway.
Right.
Yeah. And no power. We had no power for 6 days.
Wow.
Then it came back, and then the next day we had lost power again, and for a day and a half or so.
PG&E's is shutting it off because of the wind, right? That's why
What?
they're shutting the power down, is just because of the wind.
Okay, so the first time, yes, they did.
Yeah.
Yes, they did. They shut it down for the wind.
Just for the wind.
And then it snowed. And then, and then it just stayed off.
Does this microphone sound better?
Yes, Maddie. Sounds much better.
Oh, yeah, that sounds better. Yeah.
Yep, that's why I used mine too.
Finally. Yeah,
I
have to get the missus to find it.
I don't have any speakers on my computer, so I've got to have a headphones.
Maddie, what time is it there?
Yeah.
Maddie, what time
It
is it?
8:45 a.m. Monday morning.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Sweet. Yeah.
We're talking to the
The
future.
live stream starts.
Yeah,
at 8
talking to the future. I like that.
Well,
Hey, we
I'm
know
talking to
there's
the
a tomorrow. Right?
Yeah. Are we gonna have a good
I'm a
Monday?
bit worried. I'm talking
Yes,
to
it's
the
still
past here.
snowing.
And what's the stock market going to do?
Yeah, right. Well, we have a beautiful day today, Dean. Just gorgeous out. So that's kind of nice. It's melting the snow. It should be warm tonight. We're supposed to have rain tomorrow night. So
Flooding.
flooding. Nah, not where we are. There's no way we could have flooding here.
Yeah. Somebody will get it.
So Stan, do you have to do any prep work before your shop extension arrives?
Not really. The backside of the shop, I'm going to be stripping all the fascia board and everywhere where the new shop attaches to the old shop. The rain gutter, the fascia board, the peak, the crown, all that stuff. It's just all sheet metal trim, and all that stuff I pull off is going to get reattached after the extension goes on.
Yeah.
Is your plan to get it done before the bash?
I was talking to Andrew Padaka this morning, and he said when the barn raising the bash. So when you guys show up, you guys are going to get put to work. Don't you want to come help me out onto my shop for 3 days?
Sure.
Doesn't that sound fun?
Sure. Why not?
No.
It depends on when it is.
Stan, aren't those prefab panels? Isn't your shop made of like a prefab panels?
Right. I ordered all the material from the same company, so it matches.
Oh, you're right.
Do you have to put them up, or are they?
No, you have to assemble it,
Okay.
but it's not that hard. I've modified this structure here, moved doors around, taken out sections of wall, and done a bunch of stuff. So these buildings are real easy to work on.
Yeah, a day or two, you'll have it up and done.
Yeah, we stand up prefab spray booths and ovens and little buildings and modular offices and stuff all the time. So we'll figure it out.
I'd love to come to that Barzy Bash one year.
You're good to see you there, Matty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon it'd be fantastic to get over there, but it's a bloody long way to go from here.
Yeah.
Well, you just have to sit there, Maddie.
Yeah.
A little pricey.
It's a long flight.
It's a long ways.
Yeah.
Matty, which Providence are you in?
But it'd be different. Me, I am in New South Wales on what they call the very far south coast. It's
Okay.
right down. I'm about half an hour from the Victorian border. So if you look where Tasmania is, if you look in Tassie on a map, go straight up, and I'm on the little point on the right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sort of where Max Grant is. It's Swan Valley Machine Shop. He's right on one side of Australia, and I'm right at the other side.
Okay. So you guys couldn't hitch a ride with each other then?
No, we're about probably 5,000-6,000 kilometres away from each other.
Hello, Dave.
I just wanted to come
Hey,
in
Dave.
for 2 seconds.
I-
He's still
Hey, you
going.
Hey, you guys, we got to answer this one. There's a Fuzz Fork 8. He has a question, you guys.
2 seconds. 2 seconds. I just wanted to say,
Go ahead, Dave.
all right. I just wanted to say, hi, Maddie. Glad you made it. Dean, thank you very
Thanks, Dave.
much. It only took a half hour to drill each hole. Lowe's did have a drill. And Randy, are you aware your video is on the Home Depot website?
No.
Yeah. Go into the toolboxes.
One of my videos is on the Harbor Freight website.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got a Milwaukee video up on Home Depot too. I was wondering if they were going to pay me royalties, but they're not.
No, they don't pay it nothing. They don't pay it nothing.
Yeah.
That's right.
Anyway, hey, you guys, this guy here, where'd he go? Fuzz Fork 8. He wants to know why none of us will hold up anything that we screwed up.
Because I got a shelf full of it.
If
Power of video editing.
I look around, I could find something.
Yeah.
I screwed up.
I got something.
I got a whole bin of something.
I got something.
What else have I got laying
There
around
we
here?
go. Here, Maddie's grabbing some stuff.
How much more do you want?
I showed the.
Okay, you ready? I'm having a hard time aiming this laptop, but you see what it is?
You can
Yeah.
steer it.
Cutoff saw.
It's a little mini
Looks like
chop.
the blade blow up.
It's an air cutoff,
Okay.
and I put a diamond wheel on it, and I was going to cut high-speed steel, rough shape the cutters.
How'd that work out?
Terrible.
I don't think it did.
That video doesn't look too good.
It just won't cut through it.
Huh.
It kind of blew my mind. It's a fair amount of work to make, and it didn't work.
Okay,
Well,
but Paul
you
Friendly. Oh, go ahead, Sam.
Well, you take every failure you have and apply it as another way not to do it.
Exactly.
You just work your way
Exactly.
through it.
Well, there's a saying: experience is nothing more than a trail of mistakes.
Yeah, wasn't that Edison said that?
I
Maybe.
think he did. Yeah.
I never have a failure.
Yeah.
Just a lot of things I learned not to do. That's probably a better way to show that. But
Yeah,
That's
you know,
that's why I
we
show.
all screw stuff
Why
up.
did it fail, Mickey?
I don't know why I won't cut the high-speed steel.
Huh.
I don't know.
It looks like a great idea.
For roughing it in, high-speed steel takes a long time to grind, and I thought, well, if I can just, grind off the bulk of, or cut off the bulk of it,
That's a pretty small wheel. There's
it's going
not
10,000 though.
but not as you probably need more surface foot per minute just with the bigger wheel.
Yeah, maybe.
I use the cutoff wheels in my regular 4.5-inch grinder to rough. I'm taking a lot of material off of a high-speed bit.
Does it cut very easy?
Yeah.
It cuts easy with that. Yeah.
Wow.
The small diameter wheels didn't, even on the air grinder. I don't know
It's
why.
good.
Now you just have to adapt the angle grinder to that now, Winky.
Yeah.
I don't know. It didn't work at all, but that was definitely a failure.
But it looks great.
But does
Yeah,
does that little air grinder have the torque? Or
What,
does it
Matty?
bog too quick? Does the little air grinder, Winky, does that have the torque, or does it just bog too quick? Like it bogs down?
It's 10,000 RPM and air driven, and couldn't quite hear what you're asking, but it's got enough torque to maintain the speed.
Yeah, that's what he was asking, Winky. Oh, we lost him. I'm gonna put
I
something.
think his failure got to him. Maybe he left.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold this up here. I don't know if you guys saw Steve Watkins at work. His search for Brian Block's Steady Rest. He went to this D&D machine tool parts in I think it's Trumbull, Texas, and it was just unreal the stuff that they had there. You guys see that all right?
No, too small to read.
Okay. I'll see if I can type it in. but this guy's warehouse, it was like 20 acres and it's in Texas, and it was all machine tool stuff that's come out of the oil industry.
Wow.
Just machine after machine, and tons of chucks and steady rests.
That's one thing in Australia. That's one thing in Australia here. It's hard to find, compared to the States, America, it's hard to find good quality second-hand machines like surface grinders. Like I was lucky I got the Cincinnati mill. I was extremely lucky there. It's just that hard to find decent second-hand machines that aren't just flogged out, you know. Yeah, you just don't find them over here. Well, I know I can't anyway.
All right, I got a couple of items here, you guys. These are CA Aloris tool holders. These are actually Aloris.
They're big.
Yeah, they're CA size. This is a number 1. This is just a standard, tool holder. And this one is these are brand new. This is brand new in the box even. This is a parting tool holder. Whoever has a CA one, first one to contact me. You pay shipping; they're yours. I'll just
Hey, I'll contact you.
If any of you guys get first choice. Any of you guys have these are CA.
I'll take them.
Okay? They're yours, Chuck. Done.
Well, Chuck, Randy didn't tell you how much it's going to cost you.
He said just shipping.
Shipping. Somebody pay for shipping. I'll give them to them. Yeah.
Thank
It'd be
you.
like eBay shipping, $100 a piece.
Yeah, there you go.
These go for over $100 a piece.
Oh, yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
No, they're expensive. No, a guy sent them to me for nothing, so I'll just pass it on.
Thank you.
Boys, we
What a
just
nice
got
guy.
seagulled by Chuck live.
What?
That's the one good thing about YouTube.
I didn't hear what Stan said.
We just
The
got
seagull got the rest of us.
Stan, do you need these?
Well, I don't know what size my Monarch's going to take yet. I got an old
Well,
KDK on there now.
Oh, yeah. Shoot. Yeah, these are probably the right size for yours.
You think? Mine's 14 over carriage.
Yeah, those are the right ones. Chuck will sell it to you for a
Yeah, it's
binder.
gonna be cheap, I bet.
Chuck will let you have these for $200.
Yeah, I know.
Well, what one do you need? Do you want one or?
No, I don't even have a tool holder yet. It's going to be a month or more before I'm ready for anything. It's okay. I got to figure out what's going on with it.
I mean, this holds. Let's put it this way. I think this tool holder holds a 1-inch tool. Yeah, this holds a 1-inch tool.
Nice.
It looks like Gary at Old Iron Machine Works. This takes the C size also.
There's two sizes of C. There's C and CA. There's two.
Yeah.
Isn't there two sizes of C? Yeah.
Yeah, these are CA.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a number 7. The parting tool one's a 7. What they're
The CA,
and this what
CA
one's a
start
number
at
one.
14 and go up. They're a little big on a 14, the CA, but they're 14, usually a 14 takes a B.
I'm 14. I'm 14 over carriage. I'm 16 and a half over bed.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is to the top of the compound.
Yeah, my closet, I've got the CA.
Oh, okay.
You have a CA? Really? That seems awful big.
That seems
Well,
big.
the 4-click type, that you have to you have to shim the bit. The shop was closing down, and so they were going to go to auction. So I went there. I took all the CA and I put that on their lathe. Right, so I ended up with a whole CA set for free, trading up the 4 position block that I had.
Wow, that's a deal.
Yeah, that closing I had, I put a BXA on that one.
I would like a BXA, but I got to see it works. It's big. Yeah. And I have an A on my Monarch, and that should take a B also.
Yeah.
So Monarch.
Hi, Harold.
Yeah, it'd be better to have a B, but
Harold's trying to shut us down.
I'll send them to you, Chuck.
Oh, yeah, 1 hour is up.
Oh.
Hey, it was good seeing everybody again.
Yeah.
It sure was. Maybe you guys will get a habit of this.
Yeah.
I actually got some work done.
Is next weekend the Super Bowl?
Yes.
All
yeah,
right.
next week is Super Bowl.
We may have to adjust the timing, Harold.
What time's the Super Bowl on?
I don't know. I never watched.
Usually 3 o'clock, I think.
I've never watched the Super Bowl. You can see I'm real interested.
Yeah.
What's that?
I'm pointing at you,
Point
Troll.
at me.
I'm pointing at you, Troll.
Hey, I can say hello to everybody. Some people know what that means.
I'm with dumb.